What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Maliss Bestial going up against Fiendsmith of Ryzeal on the right side there. Before we dive on, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, helps channel a lot. We're on the road to 10K and you guys support. We are going to be seeing the Maliss player end up winning the die roll. I guess I should say I know that before the die roll actually happens, but yeah, we are going to be seeing Maliss end up winning the die roll here in game one, going to having the heavy advantage, with Maliss being the crazy deck of the format. We're going to be seeing a set one, which means we can most likely play around Imperm and Veilers. We're going to notice a Darmos. They're going to activate the effect, hitting it with an Imperm, and that looks like it's going to resolve here. So having the bluff of that trap just did not work. So a pretty nice card to stop, essentially giving us access to multiple of those Maliss monsters. We are thinking on this now. I mean, if we have a Bestial in the hand, we can link away for a Link Decoder and then kind of continue playing that way. But if they have another hand trap, we are kind of punished. We're going to see the Maliss Field Spell getting activated, which allows us to play through this with ease. That's what I don't like about Maliss. I'm a very big Maliss hater personally myself. I think the deck is absolutely just broken, being able to play all these extenders with like the Maliss cards themselves being extenders alongside like the Bestial cards, and they're getting another Maliss monster, which is going to be an extender of itself in the following set here. And we're going to be seeing the Chesty Cat going to activate its effects, trying to banish, and we do, to draw two cards, we do Ash this, so now having two cards that have been traded, a one-for-one trade. And that's what's like crazy with the Maliss monsters. They all have like these insane effects. Like even if you do hit it, it's like doesn't feel the greatest. Like yeah, you just stopped a draw two, which sometimes can be a draw two and get a monster summon onto the field, which gets you a trap card. That's kind of busted, or another monster. Like it just feels like you have to hit these cards. But we see them link away now for the Haggard. Haggard can then banish the Dormouse to summon itself out by paying 300, and then we are going to let that resolve there. We now have access to a white binder, which can allow us to set a trap from our deck or from our graveyard, which is pretty cool as well. Like it's not just deck, it's also graveyard too. Like why not? So we're going to be seeing the 11, I think it was. And we're going to be seeing the TV11, which summons one from the deck, being the White Rabbit. And then we're going to be seeing White Binder summon itself out and draw, as well as the White Rabbit also set a trap from the deck. And these cards are absolutely crazy. You pay 900, and like, yeah, at the point of life points, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're so ahead in the game. So we see a draw off the White Binder, as well as Rabbit being able to set from the deck. And are we choosing not the set? Do we have the cards already in the hand or something? We're going to see the Lubellion going to activate, allowing us to search for a Bestial, searching for a copy of Magnamut, and this itself can clear the Fiendsmith pile very nicely. Just being able to deal with the Engraver when it activates the effect can be absolutely just brutal. We go for the Link Decoder now. Oh, right, the effects of Rabbit is negated when it's summoned off the TB11, so we have to be forced to use a Magnamut on the Rabbit to summon itself out, and then we're going to see the Rabbit and those Magnamut, and then we're going to be seeing Rabbit going to activate these effects, as well as Magnamut Search effect, here being able to set the W06, which can then let us gain life points and Reborn as well. Then we're going to go for Lubellion effect. Lubellion is going to let us activate the Regain onto the field, which is going to be absolutely insane in the mirror matches, because it's going to allow like the Bestials to keep coming back every single turn whenever they go into the Link monster to get them sent to the graveyard as well. So it is quite nice. And now you have, why do you want to put the Link monster in the graveyard? Not just White Binder and stuff like that, but being able to send like the Haggards and the Splash Mages and stuff like that, all these middle pieces that you make them have 3 bodies on the field or 2 bodies on the field, is going to be like the cards that you want to send with like the Baldrake, and then being able to banish the cards as well can be quite nice, especially if they've already used their effects. You banish them, it's kind of hard to come back from that, which is going to be nice. And having like the regained, being able to, when they banish their cards, like let's say you go activate field spell, you banish, you can go effect chainlink 1 of like the Dormouse in the banish zone, chainlink 2 regain, put back, and just draw a card. And yeah, they don't get to summon back that Dormouse. It's gone now. So a very powerful card. Now, in this matchup, it's not going to be the greatest because, we don't banish tremendously in Fiendsmith, Ryzeal, but it's still going to be pretty nice. We're going to see the Heart Cryptor being made, and that's going to be able to summon back out the Decoder. Now, I believe that is Heart Cryptor. I'm going to pull out the Maliss deck that I own to make sure that I am not mistaken. Is the Ultra there? Get the Heart Cryptor. Now, Heart Cryptor is 25, so we shouldn't be able to bring back out the Link Decoder. It says 25, 33 or more original attack. Okay. So we can do it there. Because it does say 23 or more, and 25 is over 23. We then go for a Splash Mage. Splash Mage can then bring out, and we do Baldrake, or we do Bestial Druid Worm, the target there. It's interesting that we saved it for all this time. Because I feel like we would have been able to hit like the Blue Belly on to stop the regain from coming out on the field. And they do pick up the the Splash Mage here to make sure that we cannot. And like it does negate, like we cannot summon out anything on other than Cyberse monsters. So we are locked out of that there. But it's just interesting that we chose to do it that way. We're going to be seeing the regain, going to activate the effect, putting back, and letting us draw, and then we activate the effect of Heart Cryptor to be able to banish the Baldrake as well. Oh, not the Druid Worm, and then we search for a Baldrake during the end phase with the Magnemite there. So we banish the Druid Worm on the field, and then we have to normal summon a Lurie, and this is not looking too great for us. Having the normal summon Lurie is not the play, because you have to go for a Requiem now, and like we have so much to go for here. We're going to go for a Requiem effect, letting us go for Lacrima. Lacrima can dump the Engraver, and that they have the Bestial Baldrake to kind of deal with whatever we do try to summon. So it's going to be quite rough. We do dump that Engraver there. Now we have two other cards in the hand. But we have now used our normal summon, which is important to note. Like if we do not Baldrake, as I say, we can always flip up this to bring out the White Binder, which can then banish the 3 cards. So that itself is going to be essentially what happens here. And we're going to see the White Binder summoning itself out. And then we can banish the Engraver, the Requiem, and the Rabbit there, which can then set another trap from the deck. And we just scoop it up, realizing the game's going to be lost. We have a Ghost Ogre in the hand, but it's not going to do anything there. I suppose we could have Ghost Ogred the Cryptor. That could have been pretty useful, unless we had that for a draw. But still, I suppose it's kind of hard to... Like, Ghost Ogre is not the craziest versus this deck. It's decent against, like, the Haggard and stuff like that if they start off with it and they don't have any other way to continue. Like, we saw our hand there was pretty broken. We had, like, Magnemites. We had Regained setup. We had multiple cards added. We have Dormouse. We had Field Spell. We had a random set trap. Like, I still don't even know what set trap is. Probably like an Imperm. So we still had a bunch of good cards to play with as well, even though we didn't have to like draw this many cards. We ended up drawing one off of the White Binder, and I don't think anything else, but maybe off Regain as well. Yeah, we drew off Regain. So I guess we had to draw 2. We could have drawn 4 cards that turn if we had that Chessy Cat resolve, which is pretty crazy thinking about it. Now we're going to go into game 2 with the Fiendsmith. Ryzeal end up going first now. Hopefully not getting blown out the same way that we saw last time. You know, these decks tend to be whoever wins the die roll ends up winning the game. So we are going to be seeing a track going to be the first card activated, going for the Lurie, going for the Requiem here, and then Requiem's going to activate the effect. We do chain the Full Roast to this, which is now going to give them a guaranteed draw. Essentially refueling their hand, and they want to continue their play. It's going to be punishing them even harder. We're going to see the Lacrima dumping the copy of Engraver. We're then going to be equipping. We're going to be putting back the Lurie with the Engraver here. It looked like we were going to equip, but we chose not to. Now we have an option to give them additional draw. We are going to be equipping to the Lacrima. Then we go up into Princess, giving them an additional draw here as well. And then we can go for a Caesar line. Let's say there is a way we can like not kind of play. We can just go on Caesar. But do we kind of push through this even more? We're going to be seeing a special summon of a sword. And we don't get the sword. We get the sword effect here because this is not the one that controls level 4s. It's going to be the X set if you only control level 4s. And we have not normal summon, so we can search for the ice. Now, ice, unfortunately, will give them an additional draw as well. So we end up going for the X. And then X can send to the graveyard a copy of the Eclipse Twins to then summon itself out. And we are not going to be able to search with that X. We're going to activate the Cross. And then on the summon, we do see the Nib. And then we're going to be activating the Caesar. And they chain an Imperm on that, saying goodbye. You have no field. And that's going to essentially be that turn. So drawing those 3 cards there proceeded to not be the card we want to see. Because now we have, once again, 5 cards in the hand. And we're going to top deck for the 6th. We're going to go Cross Effect to put back. And then they are going to draw 1 card. But will that be enough? We do have a procedure of a normal summon of an ice, but that's going to let them get another search here, which is going to be pretty brutal. And we didn't get to go into the duo drive as well, which is kind of crazy when you think about it there. We could have potentially let them go for a duo drive, get an additional draw, but then we would have had the sword Ryzeal, or we would have had the sword. Why did I say evil? Yeah, the evil twin going to kind of be able to resolve there. So we could go for giving them another 2 draws for a detonator, but detonator kind of gets beaten by Nibiru a lot of the times. So I definitely think we have to go for the detonator here, or else we're just going to essentially lose. Like they're going to have 6 cards in their hand, and they're always going to be able to win. So we do see the Ice Beast push someone out by sending that Nibiru token to the graveyard here. So Fiendsmith and Paradise send. Then we're going to go for a detonator. Detonator's going to attach the twins, and they do get additional draw, and then they're going to pass turn on that. But yeah, we know they don't have any Bestials in their hand. We do have the Fiendsmith in Paradise as an interruption as well as detonator. But we have the Ultimate Slayer to just bounce back that detonator, and that's going to be absolutely rough here. So we're going to send the Meteor Logic, which can then negate the Cross, and Ultimate Slayer bounces back the detonator there. So yeah, it's going to be going to the extra deck. Therefore, we cannot activate the Twins effect, and they're essentially now free to go. I don't even believe they have any cards in the hand. We're just seeing normal summon of Dormouse, activating the effect, allowing them to banish, and they just scoop it up, realizing the game is going to be lost. Yeah, full roast into Nib Imperm is going to be absolutely crazy there. But yeah, then Ultimate Slayer being able to bounce back their detonator is just going to be essentially game, which is kind of rough. There's not much you can do against that. Like, that's going to be definitely sacked. Opening up better game 1 and game 2. But regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. To stay safe, peace.